Well, another year, another Christmas season, which means we have yet more Christmas-themed anime to wade through for the entire month. Last year, we looked at a real gem of a Christmas special in Read or Die's A Christmas Carol. But the thing about being a gem is that you're not very common, and so is the case for most Christmas specials, let alone anime Christmas specials. What would otherwise be regular old plain shit turns into tinsel-laden festive shit when December rolls around, and today's subject is no exception. Huh. I guess Mars Girl was busy. Daughter of Darkness, when you get down to it, really isn't a Christmas movie, but it has Christmas in it, and they do try to tie Christmas themes into the story, but it falls flat on its face. But its biggest sin isn't that it's a horrible Christmas film, which it is, it's that it's a completely unnecessary entry into the Tenchi mythos, making it the worst, okay, second worst, third worst, okay, one of the worst entries in the entire Tenchi canon. God, why do we like Tenchi so much? I'll get back to the movie in just a second, but this is a question we need answered to fully understand the failures of the series, because there are a hell of a lot of them. And yet, there still seems to be love for our poor, put-upon-everyman Tenchi. And I think that's key. He's basically the Joseph Campbell hero archetype. He's lived a completely common, humble life up until greatness is thrusted upon him, revealing a grand destiny that would have been kept hidden from him if not for the fact that he chanced into a bunch of alien women who all want his dong. Basically, it's every male fantasy rolled into one. When you think about Tenchi Masaki, you realize that the guy doesn't really have a personality. He has traits like being smart, hardworking, and kind, but the only faults his character has are derived from outside influence. His family drives him crazy, the girls are a constant source of stress for him, and he's often unprepared for life and death situations. In short, Tenchi is the ideal audience proxy for male viewers to put themselves in. We all want to believe that we have a secret destiny that we just aren't made aware of. We all want to be the subject of female adoration and attention. Well, if your orientation swings that way at least. And lastly, we all want to believe that we could hold the cosmic power supreme, but be too kind and generous of spirit to endanger the universe by using it. How could you not want yourself to be at least a little like Tenchi? Thankfully, the series, for the most part, is wise enough to know that you can't just hang your entire appeal on an everyman character, so they surround the everyman with enjoyable personalities that work well together. For the most part. Yeah, the combative back and forth between Ryoko and Ayeka can be tiring after the umpteenth time we've seen them argue, and Mahoshi can be truly annoying in her stupidity, but it's all of their individual relationships with Tenchi are what really works, especially Ryoko's. This is the sticking point many other harem shows can't seem to work around. It's not that the women have to be attracted to the one guy, but there at least has to be a compelling reason why there is an attraction there, and I find the reasoning behind Ryoko to be utterly engrossing. Well, at least in the Ryooki universe. Which is an entirely different can of worms that I am not going to open. I'm on a roll, and we are not stopping this train for nothing. But what about the female perspective? I know of way more female Tenchi Muyo fans than I know male fans. What appeals to them? Well, I might be overstepping my viewpoint here, but I believe it's because the show frames Tenchi as a prize for all the female characters to win, so to speak. Yeah, you can make the argument that Tenchi is a veritable male Princess Peach. Nearly every character wants to be Tenchi's girlfriend, and they all bend over backwards to try and snag him in their own ways, and really, why wouldn't they want him? Sure, he's a little doofy and harmless, but that's fangirl whoopee material if I ever saw it. And just like male viewers with Tenchi, female audience members can latch onto any one of the female characters very easily, and maybe even see a bit of themselves in each character, or at the very least, want to see a bit of themselves inside them. Why wouldn't a woman want to be as strong and cocksure as Ryoko, or as demure as Ayeka, or as cute as Sasami, or as determined as Kiyone, or as brilliant as Washu, or as... No, nobody wants to be Mahoshi. Of course, this isn't to say that these women are presented asexually. No less than 3 of them have been seen naked for what amounts to little reason, but I would argue that the series treats nudity simply as a part of life. Nearly every scene that involves nudity is presented in a slice-of-life format. Ryoko is just casually naked because it fits her character, while Ayeka always keeps her modesty hidden because it fits her character. That's how life goes. You take showers, you get dressed, and if the situation calls for it, you get to pull the naked man.
2 out of 3 times. Guaranteed.
This all further solidifies these characters and the audience's connection to them, and what further strengthens this connection is that no girl really winds up with Tenchi. Well, it's hinted at in another movie, but it was never expressly made clear, and that galvanizes the connection between character and viewer. More often than not, when there's a female audience proxy in a will they, won't they kind of plot, it usually ends up they will. But here in Tenchi Muyo, the lack of a final statement on Tenchi's relationships means that 1, your favorite character may still have a shot, and 2, it feels more real. We don't always get the girl, or the guy for that matter, and seeing that in fiction really hits hard and affects us, no matter what your gender or orientation is. In short, Tenchi Muyo has universal appeal, power fantasy for the guys, romantic chemistry, and proactive female characters for the gals. So now let's see how Daughter of Darkness fucks that all up. We begin our film with a bit of backstory between Tenchi's grandfather Yosho and our soon-to-be villainess Yuzuha, played by Barbara Goodson, sounding an awful lot like Mona Marshall, who sounds nothing like Patria Burchard. Looks like she's in love with the little guy, but seeing as she's a demon in disguise, their young love was never meant to be.
What in the world is going on? What? Those are the Guardians? Huh? What's Jerian Prince doing there?
Oh my god. I know that clip looks innocent and everything, but I have yet to see so much bullshit compacted so tightly into such a small amount of space. I sense I need to explain. So, Yuzuha here, just out of nowhere, gets video feed at the Masaki residence of them celebrating Christmas, and this is the first time Yuzuha notices Yosho there? What the hell has she been doing for all these years? And not only that, she comes up with a plan within the minute of finding out about Yosho to get him back.
Look, I got you a surprise. It's a Christmas present.
Whoa, thanks, Asami. That's cool.
I've got a surprise too, a Christmas present.
So she didn't know about Yosho, but she knew enough about Earth to know what Christmas is? I feel like I'm Ash in Evil Dead 2, just trying to keep the bullshit from seeping through the walls. So this instantaneous plan is set in motion with her retrieving a strand of hair from Tenchi, and with her and Tenchi's hair combined, they form a jewel, which forms a girl. You know, I don't make it a point to teach you all the facts of life, but just to make sure we're all on the same page, that's not where babies come from.
I made a promise that day, and now I'll send it to him.
Yeah. Fuck you, Aunt Weiler. So, Yuzuha is apparently able to create life out of only a few strands of hair, but for some reason or another, she waits until summer rolls along to send her little care package to Tenchi in the form of his daughter. And here is where the creepy starts.
Daddy? I'm sorry I'm late, Daddy.
I feel you creepin'. Since Tenchi seems to attract women like your everyday dude attracts stray cats, she winds up following him home to a most expected welcoming party.
I was coming down the steps of the cemetery.
Oh, my. Can't wait to hear this story. Spit it out.
Don't make such a big deal about it. She followed me here. That's all there is to it. Right?
Daddy?
Obviously, Yuzuha didn't install this crystal girl with a self-preservation feature because she just signed her own death warrant.
She calls you Daddy? What does she mean by that?
Well, Ayeka, when a woman loves a man very much, and she also happens to have a submissive streak to her, she may feel the need to call her donkey.
No. Say, this is not our job. Game abort,
Showing
abort!
her needs to be protected and maybe even punished by.
Game, you cookery cunt, the rewind fast forward! Ah!
Well, it's been ages, my friends. But the time has come for me to end my show. And I can't think of a better way than with unfinished business.
Too far, Gabe! Bring us back around!
they all go out to Jizzlebee's for after-dinner cocktails. And that's how S&M works. Any questions? So between the cringing and the dry heaves, Ryoko seems to be the only one of the group who finds it at all fishy that a fully grown woman is claiming to be the daughter of a man who is about her age. Though Ryoko handles the situation about as well as she handles every situation, Mayuka proves she at least has the ability to use Lighthawk energy. And we all know how bullshit that is.
I'm very sorry, but no matter what the provocation, I never allow killing in the house.
Well, except for that one time. But we don't talk about Mother's Day here. Yosho tries to laugh off the situation by inviting Mayuka inside for lunch, which you would think he'd avoid since she just endangered his grandson and his friends in his house! Which brings me to yet another one of my patented digressions. Yosho is just awful. For those of you not in the know, Yosho here is a Jiraiyan prince who arrived on Earth after chasing Ryoko here some centuries back. However, even though he could have returned to Jirai, he chose to live out the rest of his days on Earth, and doomed the entire planet because of it. Honestly, how many times has the Earth been the target of space pirates, cosmic horrors, and other baller badasses just because Yosho decided to make the Earth his personal vacation spot? No matter the continuity, except Tenchi and Tokyo, Yosho abdicated the throne to live a life free of royal responsibility, and while that in of itself is perfectly understandable, the story keeps using this as a springboard for every planet-destroying threat in the plot, and what's worse, Yosho seems to waffle on his ability to recognize what happens when he makes stupid, selfish decisions. He seems remorseful and contemplative over his staying on Earth in the OVA, but he doesn't clue anyone on who Kagato is until it's much too late to do anything about it. He's like Peter Parker, just wholesale irresponsible and thinks only of his own guilt and or his own comfort. Mihoshi may be the most annoying character, but Yosho steals the title of most aggravating character. The only reason why this movie is feature-length is because Yosho doesn't speak up about what's going on here and prefers to just slide it all under the rug until it blows up in his face. Thanks for the fucking warning, Gramps! As things calm down, the girls begin to wonder where Mayuka came from, and this is where the film screeches to a halt. Because we know where Mayuka came from, all this time spent wondering if she could be Tenchi's daughter from the future sent back to the past is just an utter waste of time. It doesn't advance the plot, because it's wrong, and it doesn't create intrigue, because we already know the answer. So, might as well jump to the next scene. Oh, what in the holy hell is this?!
Guess who?
What are you doing here?
You shouldn't leave me behind like that, Daddy. It's so mean. I want to be here.
I'm taking a bath here, Mayuka.
Good. I'll take one with you.
Oh my god, she's gonna blow her dad! Oh, thank God, Ryoko, stop this! Stop this madness right now! Oh, what is this?!
Uh-huh.
There's a good girl. Next time you can take a bath with your grandpa.
I forgot. This is Tenchi Muyo we're talking about here, where the Jiraiyan family tree doesn't fork. Mayuka looks like she's here to stay a while, and so we find her joining the rest of the girls in their day-to-day life. Was this really Yuzuha's master plan? Create a female clone of Tenchi to have her make paper origami? I've seen 80 Saturday morning cartoon villains with more insidious plans.
It's beautiful. It's a Christmas tree, isn't it? Christmas? What's that? Huh? This is for Startica, the Summer Star Festival in Jirai. It's so much fun. I should have known. Well, it's kind of like Christmas, isn't it?
Huh, that's funny. I thought Startica was supposed to be like a Japanese Summer Star Festival. Now, where did I hear that before?
What's Startica? It's summer solstice where we come from on Jirai. There's a tree like on Christmas, but we celebrate more like the Japanese Summer Star Festival.
So the only reason why Startica is like Christmas is because there's a tree that kind of looks like a Christmas tree. Why is Christmas in this movie? I mean, you don't have to have a story set around Christmas time to expressly be about Christmas, proof fucking positive of that right here, but every time the story has a callback to Christmas, it just reminds you that it doesn't fucking matter, and the movie is wasting your time. This story is set during the summer, and your holiday is a summer star festival. Why do you have to tie this to fucking Christmas? What's the fucking point? Wait, I can answer that. It's so that you have an excuse to put bourbon in your eggnog. Now me, I'm smart. I skipped the eggnog. As pointless as Christmas is in this movie, the middle act is even more pointless. It starts on a promising note as Yuzuha forces Mayuka to kidnap Tenchi, but Ryoko interrupts them before she has a chance. This leads to Ryoko dropping Mayuka like a sandbag, but she winds up saving her before she falls to her death, but leaves her ass in a tree, and we're basically back to where we started, save for one scene.
No, Ryoko!
Just get lost!
Stop it, Ryoko! Ryoko, I said stop it!
Tenchi, that girl came here to destroy you! I'm trying to protect you since you're so clueless when it comes to women! Tenchi!
Stop it!
To my recollection, this is the only time Tenchi was ever pushed to his breaking point, and for the briefest of moments, he stops being an empty vessel for the male viewers and becomes his own character. Sure, what he did was terrible, but it was also understandable, and it shows he has faults and limits. What's more, the scene where he and Ryoko attempts to patch things up is the best scene of the movie, and is as emotionally affecting as anything in the entire canon.
If you ever...
If I ever what? You worry too much. I never knew you were such a worrier, huh? Everything's gonna be fine, Ryoko. You'll see. It's kinda chilly up here, isn't it? Why don't you go back in and get some sleep? Please?
That's really touching. And you know what? It just goes to prove that even the most inane pieces of crap out there may have a scene or two that makes it almost seem worth it. Likewise, when the film finally decides to put itself back on the plot rails, the resulting near-kidnapping scene is just as effective. At once moody, atmospheric, and haunting, these back-to-back scenes feel like the film is trying to redeem itself.
I've got you now.
Tenchi!
If it wasn't for Grandpa Cockblocker, of course. Yosho finally spills the beans about Yuzuha, and just in time too, because she's finally being proactive and has a mind-wiped Mayuka kidnap Sasami. With no other options left, Ryoko and Tenchi follow Yuzuha into her domain.
Merry Christmas.
What's that? Am I crazy or weren't we just falling?
I think so.
Look over here.
Sasami!
It's you.
Daddy, you came to my Christmas party.
Again with this Christmas bullshit! You have nothing to do with Christmas, you assholes! Before the high of positivity wears off, I should point out that the resulting fight sequence is really well done, and the notion of wrapping paper tendrils and toy monsters is a creative and well-realized idea. However, the bullshit can only be staved off for so long.
Yuzuha is the spirit of the Tree of Darkness. If only we had the Tree of Light.
Tree of Light?
The tree that created the Jirai royal family. Tsunami.
Wait! We have a royal tree right here. The tree that belonged to my brother. That's the best hope we have!
Oh yeah! That tree! The tree that Yosho used to travel to Earth! Why didn't he think of this before? From here on out, the movie plays pretty much according to type. Let's run down the checklist, shall we? Sasami manages to break Mayuka out of her enthrallment? Check. Yuzuha kills Mayuka for disobeying her? Check. Ayeka manages to bamf into this netherworld despite no explanation how she did that to give Tenchi a magical convenience that allows him to one-shot the demon? Check. Last fleeting moments of Yuzuha is of her fart of a relationship with Yosho? Check. And bullshit cop-out ending where Washu resurrects Mayuka? Check. I think what I take away most from Daughter of Darkness is that this could have been so much better. There is a good movie here begging to be set free from this lethargic plot and half-baked characterization. Yuzuha's character especially suffers from this. Her motivation is so weak and ill-defined that the movie's stumbling attempts at portraying her as a sympathetic villain just falls flat on its face. Her appearance is abrupt and without any semblance of explanation as to what she's been doing all this time Yosho was on Earth. And what's more... Wait, hold on. I think I feel another rant coming.
And now, willing to stay the third runner-up at our intro in my 4 weeks running, Big Nerdville!
Hey, how you doing? Alright, good crowd. Alright. Feeling you. True. Yeah. Alright, man. Alright, it's time to start. You gotta stop. No, we gotta stop. Alright. So, this bitch, Yuzuha, what's her deal? Why is she so angry at Yosho? It wasn't his fault what happened to her, and he seemed genuinely upset that it did. Also, if she wanted Yosho to suffer, why did she take the most involved, most circuitous plan to do it? I mean, if I'm going to the garment district, I'm not going to make a stopover at Yonkers. Yeah, this guy over here, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. And why did she even need Mayuka to begin with? You just saw her pluck that hair from Tenchi's head, so she clearly has the ability to affect their world. I mean, all she had to do was just keep on plucking and get Tenchi male pattern baldness. I mean, that'll show him. Alright, that's my time. You've been a beautiful crowd. I love you. Try the wing. Benny Nerdfeld, everyone. Look for him in an HBO special in the 80s near you. As I said, there's a good movie here somewhere, and the few times it manages to poke through, it gets my nostalgia boner rock hard. Still, it can't help but be shackled to this plot. In the end, what could have felt festive and even ethereal winds up pointless and just really dumb. Well, we may have started off with coal in our stocking, but we were also good little boys and girls. So good, in fact, that I'm feeling generous with all of you. So guess what? I'm going to break one of my rules and talk about a sub. Till next time.
Hey, yeah, Gabe, is it?
Yes, this is Gabe. Please don't hurt me!
What? No, Gabe, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just need to check up on a few things with you.
Okay, make it quick. Sage needs his sponge bath.
Gabe, why am I not yet soapy?
Where does everyone find these people? Look, doesn't matter. Listen, I've been monitoring your quadrant of the Reviewniverse, and I've noticed a lot of temporal distortion. Wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Listen, I just press the buttons and do what the scary black man and the creepy white man tell me to do. It's easier that way.
Okie dokie, your life sounds terrible. Look, I'll let you go, but just remember that scaling time is like erasing pencil from paper. It doesn't take much before you wear right through. Be safe.
Yeah. Safe.
Gabe, I'm growing mushrooms over here. And they're delicious.